Hey everybody, Sylvius here. I'm decided to do some Leaf playthroughs. Today on Sylvius, I had some quest services, and I overslept for Pits of Inferno, which was obnoxious. And then I did get through Demon Helmet, which should have a link right over here, I believe. Yeah, so Demon Helmet quest is over there. It's a short one. It's like 6 minutes long if you're interested. Anyways, I have decided to... By the way, I got my Paladin armor, just for the record. I'll get into that in a second. I'm not going to go after crocodiles. I'm going to go after tarantulas. Sounds a little bit funner. That said, I have to dump some of this stuff here. Somebody put a silky tapestry in my house, so I snagged that. Baha. Baha. Alright, let's dump this crap here. I'm not going to be using the... You cannot dress this object here? What does that even mean? What does that mean? Oh! Huh. Huh. Okay, so I mean this is interesting. In the past, you used to be able to like dual equip shields. And it didn't matter which one you put which one in. That's interesting to me. I don't know. Alright, whatever. Anyway, yeah, at the end of the last video, I did say that I was going to, for the first time, really, showcase some... Look, a whole bunch of stuff down there. I said I was going to withdraw... Dude, I don't know, let's just withdraw 1,000. That's probably sufficient. That I would, like, you know, check that all of my medicine pouches sold. And that I would come and put an offer in for Paladin armor. I actually ended up not needing to put an offer into Paladin armor because somebody was selling a Paladin armor for 14k. Which was surprising, but so I picked it up. Alright. I'm just going to take 6 mana pots, because I'm not looking to carry a bajillion of them, and I think 6 is probably pretty sufficient, I think. Give or take, you know, whatever. Royal Spears. Royal. I'm an idiot, aren't I? Yep. I'm an idiot. Okay, good. Deposit. Munch munch. Munchy munch. Alright, so yeah, the game plan here is to go kill us some tarantulas. In the last time I went to go hunt tarantulas, I took the ones that were on the north side. So this time I'm thinking I'll take the ones that are on the south side, is the game plan. Boop. Boo-doop, boop. Boop, boop, boo-doop, boo-doop, boop. Ba-doop, boop, boo. Yeah. I'll come back in the future at some point and hit up the rest of those crocodiles, but for now I'm just mind-bogglingly bored with them. Anyway, on Sylvius, I formed a guild. Woo! Guild form. It's called the Embarrassment. And Sylvius, who's the leader, is the perfect example of the embarrassment. And all of my vices are great examples of, and so on. So I thought that was kind of funny. The whole purpose of me forming a guild was solely so that I could get a guild hall. So I was actually torn. I wasn't sure which guild hall to get. I kind of wanted to, like, part of the reason why I want to get a guild hall was because I like to let people use my guild hall. Like, you know, anybody's allowed in Dowdow's house, for instance. Looks like I'm a little laggy, which is kind of concerning. Focus the wasp. Yeah, I'm a little laggy. That's annoying. That might be sort of problematic with tarantulas. We'll find out. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, like, my main reason was to just let anybody into my guild hall, because, you know, that's just a fun game that I enjoy. Alright, where is my little dog spot? Directly to the north. Oh, no, right here. There we go. A dead spider. That's kind of annoying. Yep, somebody's here. Alright. Change of plans, then? God. This is why I don't like playing Tibia at this time of the day. This is also why I don't like hunting things like tarantulas, because there's just always people there. If this was a Limpa, I would just kind of hunt on top of them, because, you know, like, why not? And if they asked me to leave, I would leave. But here I'm a little concerned that they'll try to, like, kill me, so there is that. Anyway, so yeah, I wasn't sure which guild hall to get. I kind of wanted to get one in the free areas. You know, Thace, Venor, Carlin, Ab, and Khazad-dûm. Well, the problem is that I hate Abdendril, and I kind of hate Khazad-dûm also, so those were kind of off limits. Venor I also sort of hate, but I could have accepted a guild hall in Venor, but there weren't any available, so that was off limits. My next option was Carlin, and Carlin only had the Senja clan hall and the Northport clan hall. And I don't want to... Like, going to a free area is kind of already a hassle. I'm going to try this Tarantula spot and see if I can't get lucky. But yeah, so like going to a free area is already kind of a pain. Then I'm going to like boat to Carlin, and Carlin is by far the worst town. There's nothing in Carlin. It's got the worst transportation hub. It's just, in general and in every way, sucks. So Carlin was basically off limits, and then especially with considering the fact that I'm going to have to not go into that one. I'm going to have to boat to Carlin, walk out of Carlin, and either go to Northport, or I'm going to have to walk to the boat and boat to Senja. And that's just not happening. Whoops. I didn't realize he could step through there. Oh, come on. There we go. It's a wasp. It's a wasp. There's a possibility that I'm not really at the point where I should be fighting tarantulas. We'll see. Anyway, I wasn't really excited about that, so that left me with basically Thace. And Thace didn't have any guild halls within the actual city like limits of Thace. The Tabanic was open, Fibula Clan Hall was open, I think it's called, Mercenary Tower, Guild Hall of the Red Rose, those were all open. Greenshore Clan Hall, the Hall of the Adventurers, Spirit Keep, those were all open. But, like, yeah, again, I don't want to leave town to get to my guild hall. The one that I was considering, though, was Blood Hall. Blood Hall, for those who don't know, is the one that's, like, directly to the east of Thace. Kind of close to the road that leads from Thace to, like, Dwarf Bridge, I suppose. And, like, kind of directly north of the Thace Troll Cave. Well, it looks like this isn't occupied. It's also, I think, like, people don't understand that this place even exists. Because I rarely find people here. Sylvius comes here to hunt giant spiders on the bottom floors a lot. Leaf will not be hunting giant spiders, just for the record. Just for the record. But, so yeah, I kind of considered that one. It is like a nice guild hall too. Like, Blood Hall is pretty, just like a solid looking place. You know, I would prefer to stop running into multiples if possible. Also, lag is annoying. Have I mentioned that? Have I mentioned how much I don't like lag? Alright, there we go. So yeah, it was like a pretty solid one, but then I realized, I didn't realize that free accounts can't use beds even if they're in a guild hall. Because I kind of thought that was like one of the benefits of guild halls in the past. Obviously, before guild halls were, you know, training things, they just restored soul points and mana back in the day. But like free accounts could use them in somebody else's house. They just couldn't own houses. So I was a little disappointed to find out that free accounts can't use beds. And that kind of made me like rethink Blood Hall, because again, Blood Hall, while it's close to the town, isn't in the town, and it's also on the opposite side of the boat. So I'd have to boat into Thace and then walk all the way across to Thace, and I don't know, just a hassle. So that was Blood Hall. My other option was the Eastern Darashia Guild Hall, or Clan Hall, or whatever they call that. The eastern one is the one closer to the boat, but it's still kind of... It's not in the greatest location. I think the western one has a slightly better location. And that is what it is. I'm not a big fan of Dyrachia as a city in the first place. It's kind of ugly. And while it's kind of convenient that all the shops are right there in the center, the bank is also kind of in a hassle to get to spot. Same with like the magic trainer. And the actual trainers are in an annoying spot. So yeah, like, I don't know. Dyrachia is sort of a hassle. It would be a lot cooler if there was like a banker inside of the depot. And, oh god, I'm not attacking. There we go. But there's not. But yeah, like a banker in the depot would make Dyrachia significantly better. Trying to crack my spine. And then I was looking into... I don't really like Edron, and there weren't any guild halls that were decent in Edron either. Anchorman has like the worst real estate market in the world. All of their houses are just ugly squares. You can't really see them well because of like the way the pyramids work. It's like sort of difficult to just like see the interior of houses. And Anchorman has like the smallest guild halls I think I've seen. So Anchorman was no good. Could you just die, stupid? Ankh was no good. Liberty Bay only had one guild hall called the Shelter open, and it's in the slums of Liberty Bay, and I'm not buying a guild hall in the slums. Also, I don't really like Liberty Bay. I don't really like the, like, air of Liberty Bay. That's actually, like, an interesting topic. I'll try to come back to that, because it interests me. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not a big fan of Liberty Bay. And then there was nothing in Yalahar. There was nothing in any of the other towns. The only other options were Port Hope had two of them that I had considered. Shark Manor, which is when you like leave the boat and you're heading towards the depot. It's that guild hall that's like right there on the left. So I considered that one because that's in a really good location and everybody walks by that one. That said, it was kind of small and like not a really good layout or anything like that. And the other one in Port Hope was the treehouse, and the treehouse is just like cool. If you go to the wiki, actually, it has like pictures of most of the guild halls. So there is a picture of the treehouse, and you can kind of see what the treehouse looks like. So I mean, it's a pretty cool guild hall, but it's also in the middle of the jungle, kind of on the way to the northern Tarantula cave. And that's, again, like, I'm not a big fan of being in the wilderness. So, ultimately, after painful deliberations, I decided to bid on the Eastern Dyrachia Guild Hall. It was a painful decision. It really was. I'm still not sure if it was the right decision either. I'm second-guessing myself at this point still. Anyway, that was that. The thing I want to say about Liberty Bay, actually, is, I like Liberty Bay's, like, initial atmosphere. Like, the colonial Caribbean kind of town. Caribbean. The colonial, like, Caribbean kind of feel. You know, with, like, the manor houses, with the, like, plantation owners almost. And, like, you know, I like that feel. But I don't like pirates. Like, I know pirates were, like, a big thing back in that period of time, but they weren't that big of a thing. And, you know, like, the Pirates of the Caribbean crap, like, I hate that. It's like like, people are like, what would win, a ninja or a pirate, kind of things like that. Yeah, you're an idiot. That's what you are. So, yeah. I can't, like, Liberty Bay just comes off as, like, incredibly juvenile to me. I was gonna say, it would be really cool if he would just die. I so incredibly hate using spears as my primary weapon. They're so inaccurate. If I was a little bit faster and knew that I could, like, keep pace from these, like, tarantulas, I would have used a bow. But also, arrows are kind of expensive. So I'm pretty sure I didn't really make like a mental note of it, but I'm pretty sure that a little while ago I had looked at my list of like spears and I had 17 left, or 18, and I was like, okay, so far I've only broken like 1 or 2, and now I have 15. And I'm laggy. Actually, to be honest, Tibia's been kind of laggy for me all day. I'm not sure if it's on Tibia's end or my internet's end. My internet seems to be working fine as far as I can tell, but like, you don't really get a lot of lag when you're, you know, like reading a novel on the computer or like checking your email. So I don't know. Hard to say whether or not I'm actually experiencing lag or not. But yeah, Tibia was, I had lag during the Demon Helmet quest too. And before the Demon Helmet quest went off, I was, you know, buying and selling to Rashid, and I was kind of laggy there too. Oh boy. I feel like even now I just don't want to bother with killing the poison spiders. Like, I can just leave them alone. Ugh. But they're going to get, like, behind me while I'm trying to, like, run a tarantula or something and end up killing me, I'm sure. Alright. I know I've said this on Sylvius. I don't know if I've said this on Leaf. But in part of my reason for hating spears, I feel like... Okay, so, like, spears are clearly the inferior option to a bow. Which is annoying to me, because it would be a lot cooler if they were more balanced. Like, so spears have less attack and are less accurate, but you can wear a shield. That by itself, I think, would be like a fair balance. Like, you're sacrificing attacking power for defensive power, and I feel like that's fine. The problem with spears is, though, they also have reduced range. And a reduction in range, accuracy, and attack power is not made up for the fact that I can also wear a shield. At all. At least most of the time. I mean, there's obviously, like, changes. Assassin Stars are kind of like a good example of it not being perfect, but still, like, generally speaking, that's not a trade-off that's a good trade-off. That's not a good deal to be making. And then there's kind of like the money aspect. Like, spears are a lot cheaper to use than arrows, but when you consider the cost of a shield too, I don't know. I don't like him. That's the problem. I don't like him. Oh god. Just die. Oh, I'm getting, like, really crappy loot on that note. I think I had 80 tarantula kills before I went in here. Okay. Now I'm not attacking any of them. Good. I want to see how many I have once this guy's dead. Dead. 8 gold. Good job. Alright. Killing in the name of tarantulas. Okay, so I've killed 40 so far, and I've only made 326 gold. Like, that's kind of lame loot, I think. Anyway, yeah, the other reason why I don't like spears, though, is, with arrows, I can kind of, like, with real time, view how many arrows I have left, and be like, okay, I can continue hunting in this cave for, like, 20 to 30 more minutes. I know when I need to start turning back with arrows. With spears, because it's a % chance that they break, I mean, outside of a situation where it's like, oh, you just broke 6 spears in a row, and now you have 1. Like, outside of that particular situation, it's still really hard to kind of keep track of how many you have, and how long you can keep hunting here. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Laggy lag, lag you too. I was kind of, I don't think it's going to happen, just because, like, the lag is an issue. I probably don't have enough spears, but I was kind of hoping I could get enough tarantulas to finish the task. But that's not going to happen. Also, I'm so used to using my Warsinger bow, so I'm, like, maintaining maximum distance and not realizing that's preventing me from attacking. But yeah, like on the topic of the like spears versus bow, an increase in range is a much better defensive measure than being able to wear a shield. Like a much better defensive measure. Being able to, you know, wholly stay out of range of the enemy and not get hit at all in the first place is way more effective at keeping me alive than wearing a shield. Come on! Also, yeah, I mean, like, this is annoying. I can handle low hits a lot better than I can handle no hits. You know, like, if my spears kept hitting for, like, I don't know, like, 27 damage or something like that, I can deal with that a lot more effectively than I can just deal with miss, 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 miss some more. That is not my blood. I always forget that you can actually go across this water. And then doing so sucks. Yeah, man, I don't think I hit something that far up. But now I'm a little bit concerned. Because the giant spiders are over here in this arm over here. And I don't know what their maximum, like, run distance is, but it's conceivable that one of them could be, like, in this hallway. I'm not sure if I can survive an encounter with a giant spider. I'm pretty sure I can. Like, seriously. I mean, okay, that 145 there at the end was nice and all, but the chain of misses before it. Also, I broke 2 spears in the last period of time since I looked. Tarantula. Also, on a side note, I know that there's giant spiders, like, in this room right here. So if I just go to the right, I'll potentially lure a giant spider on me, like, immediately. I don't remember if there's giant spiders over here. It's possible that there are. Nope, this is just the dead end. Okay. Alright, well, in that case, I guess we head back into the center room and go up to the next floor. You know, these top 2 levels for tarantula hunting aren't nearly as good as the bottom level is for giant spiders. The giants, well, actually, you can just see it. The giant spider level here is just like one beautiful circuit. So you just start here and you go around, and then everything respawns. Up here, it's kind of like go down, up, back, left, through that room again. Not as good. Not as good. Also, I totally gotta get my hands on a Gege Exox Pox. That guy spelled that, or mistyped that so badly. You typed that so wrong. There we go. Alright, we got Tarantula. Boop, boop, bada, bada, boop, boop. Bada, boop. Bada, bada, boop. Really, like, this is some lame loot I'm getting off these guys. None of them are dropping any kind of reasonable amounts of gold. There we go. Yeah, 5 gold. Good job. Nothing. Really, I don't think, like, any of these have dropped more than, like, 20 gold. This has been pretty disappointing, like, consistently. Yeah, it's a spider. It's a spider. 3 gold. 10 gold. Ooh, I think that's like a high score right there. Leaf, unfortunately, is kind of not at the point where I can just be like, oh, I don't need to pick up the minor amounts of gold. Alright. We'll go here, and then make the bottom loop, and then go up that way, and then come around again. Is the game plan. And then I'll check my spear situation at that point. We'll see how we're going. 3 gold! Look at that! Look, the poison spiders are giving me more loot than the tarantulas are at this point. I like when they come at me already hasted. 3 gold. Yo, this is like legitimately pathetic, just for the record. Like, legitimately pathetic. I wanna, once I kill this guy, I'm gonna go to the wiki real quick. 1 gold, awesome. Let's see here. Tarantula. I wanna see what their, like, loot drop is. Tarantulas drop 0 to 40 gold, eggs, spider fangs, which are pointless, brass legs, plate shields, steel helmets, time rings. No steel helmets. I don't think any of them have dropped more than 20 gold. I've gotten a couple that have been like 15 gold. No time rings. 2 brass legs. Probably like, you know, 50 nothings at this point. Hopefully Hyde gives me something a little bit better when I get to him. Actually, there's a chance, 4 gold. Oh man, I'm moving up in the world. I'm moving up in the world. Alright, let's, hold on, I want to see Hyde's loot statistics. Oh hey, there's a tarantula standing next to me while I'm looking at the wiki page. Time rings, night helmets, platinum coin, 0 to 8 platinum coins, 0 to 2 spider silks, night legs, terror hoods, which are semi-rare, the wiki says. 1 gold, awesome. Night legs would actually be nice. They would be an improvement over my plate legs. And Zowan legs are still kind of currently out of my price range. On an upside, though, about night legs, it just occurred to me. Like, my 2 videos ago, Dal finished the green Jin quest. So now when I get night legs and night armor, I can give them to her, and she can sell them for full price and then give me back the money. By the way, that is something I will do. I will, I don't know, throw that stuff in the house for her to pick up or something. She's not gonna, like, I mean, if occasionally, if need be, she'll loan me money, but she's not giving me money, and she's not giving me anything else. But she will sell stuff to me, to Rashid or the Green Shins, if she needs to. And, you know, for purposes of, like, completing a video correctly, if she needs to lend me some money, she'll lend me money. I'm not gonna just, like, be like, oh, I'll just come back and finish this mission later because Leaf is short 100 gold or something like that. Or 1,000 gold. Kind of like I did when I was doing the Pilgrimage of the Ashes to get my blessings. Ooh, snap. A little tired. Which is weird because it's 2 in the afternoon. A little early for me to be tired. Although, to be fair, I only got like 6 hours of sleep last night. It was actually super annoying, so I oh, good. Steel helmet. Great. I overslept the Pits of Inferno quest service. But I woke up, like, exactly 2 minutes before it was going to start, but I hadn't gotten, like, any of my supplies ready or anything along those lines. And, you know, I obviously wasn't in the, you know, I didn't log off in the Plains, Plains of Havoc. So, like, I woke up just in time to be like, oh, I'm definitely not gonna be able to make this, but almost. 10 gold, great. Seriously, like, this is, like, the saddest loot I've seen. Oh, goody, 6 gold. I'm moving up in the world. Tarantula. Nice. Oh, actually, okay, that was awesome. I killed him fast, and I got 33 gold. It's amazing. It's a miracle. Maybe I should drink some Mountain Dew or something. A little tired still. Gotcha. Gotcha. You know, I can't remember if the killing in the name of tasks go from like 8 to 40 or 8 to 50. I think it's 50, but I feel like that's wrong. Because that would mean the first one goes for 40 levels, essentially. We'll say, you know, the starting is 10. The first one goes for 40 levels. Then it goes from 50 to 80, which is only 30 levels. And then the next one is 80 to 120, which again is 40 levels. Like, that seems like it's probably wrong. 3 gold again. Great. Let me find out. Killing in the name of... Oh, wow, 20 gold coins. Things are getting slightly better. I also gotta... Actually, when I get back into town, I'm gonna look up some of the cheap mounts. The donkey's probably my first option. Okay, so they're level 6 through 49, so they do go to 50 for the first ones. Good to know. Good to know. And I'm still good on spears, so I guess I'll continue on my little circuit here. I wish they didn't constantly come in groups of 2. 9 gold. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Sakis Maurus, cheap Tibia gold. There's like no reason to report him either. Because he's just gonna like delete that character and make a new one. Get himself off Dawnport and repeat the process again. Or he doesn't even have to get himself off Dawnport. He just has to get himself to level 3, I think, to be able to private message people. So yeah, like, reporting him is going to do nothing besides waste my own time. And I'm not attacking anything. How does that keep happening to me? Nine spears, okay. Did I just break 2 spears in a row? Ah, God. This is why I hate spears. This is why I hate spears. Anyway, yeah, I'm thinking about the donkey mount and also the, usually I get the water buffalo, because the leeches aren't really all that expensive. That said, all of my characters have the water buffalo. And I do not want them all to have the water buffalo. I have kind of always wanted the horse. The war horse I always thought was pretty cool. I gotta look at it and see what the taming items are for both of those, and then price check them when I get back into town. Broke another spear, apparently. You know, I was like, okay, I can probably stand to go down a floor because, you know, I've got 10 spears left. A solid, like, 5 seconds later, I'm down to 7. This is, again, I love spears. How am I doing on EXP, on that note? About halfway there? Eh, a little bit under halfway. Where am I actually? Spectral Scum. Oh, wow. I thought I was... I guess that bar is half-filled. When I first looked at it, that bar did not look half-filled. Not at all. But it's whatever. What's going on in the English chat? Some dude's asking me what we're doing. Trying to find a place to hunt, but everywhere seems to be taken. Yep. I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Oh, jeez. So, alright, like, little funny story, right? Yesterday, I can only, like, effectively hold conversations with, like, 2 people at once. And sometimes that's even a stretch. And I can't, like, do anything else at the same... Wow, I'm down to 5 spears now? Ah, God. Alright, I guess we're heading back now. We're not going down to another floor. Anyway, so yeah, like, that's kind of a stretch, as is. And I can't be, like, you know, hunting monsters or anything else either while I'm doing this, like... you know, I can't be, like, you know, fighting monsters, healing, shooting, looting things, and effectively holding a conversation with 2 separate people. It's just, I can't do it. I'm not skilled enough. So the other day, I'm, like, talking to one of my, my friends, you know, here through like the chat, and I'm also having a conversation in the English chat. So, you know, the conversation with my friend was just like a normal conversation with my friend. The English chat thing was a guy asked whether or not being a geologist was a good, like, a job. So I generally was like, I think so. I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of, like, companies that are, you know, involved in, like, excavation of natural resources, you know. And with, like, the oil boom in America and whatnot, I mean, obviously that's not relevant if he doesn't live in America, but, you know, there's, like, a big shale oil boom, hydraulic fracking in America. So I said, yeah, you know, I definitely think it would be. And then somebody else was like, nah, I don't think so. And, like, we got into a little debate about it, and we started getting, like, talking about, like, oil prices and things like that. And that's not, like, super interesting for anybody right now. But, like, generally speaking, I believe oil prices are going to continue going down. Hey, it's a panda bear. Oh, bamboo stick. I don't think those are worth anything, to be honest. But anyway, let's walk back. Also, while I'm here, I'm going to fill in my map for this little section of black here. Yeah, I love it when I put enemies into, like, super low HP. Black HP. So anyway, I'm, like, discussing kind of a complicated concept, which is, like, you know, like, geopolitical situations and, like, economic theory involving, like, the price of an oil commodity and things like that. So, like, sort of a complicated conversation. And then I'm talking to my one friend, and then another friend of mine messages me through, like, my Gmail account. So I'm, like, talking to him at the same time, and I have to, like, alt-tab out of the game to talk to him in the first place, which is, you know, just vastly making the situation worse. Hopefully, I don't get killed by hunters. But I kind of want to try to kill the hunters up here, assuming that they're here today. And not dorks, because, you know, dorks are stupid. Okay... So there's nothing here today. That's awesome, I suppose. Okay, you know what? We're just gonna roll with that. Whatever. We are just gonna roll with that. Alright, well then. I guess we're just walking back to town at this point. So anyway. You know, alright, so now I'm talking to 3 people. And then this dude messages me, and I was having really bad lag, right? I was having really bad lag, and I got, like, kicked a couple of times. But I thought I saw somebody in the English chat talk about this dude whose name was Sweaty Ballsack. So, like, I thought I saw somebody say something about him, but then I got kicked, and, you know, it wiped out my English chat log. So I wasn't sure what exactly had been said about Sweaty Ballsack. So Sweaty Ballsack messages me. Okay. Like, I know, but, like, what? Okay, so he messages me. I do not want to go down that hole. I also don't really want to kill that skunk. Waste of my spears. So he messages me, and he's like, yo. And I'm like, yo. And, like, because he just messages me at random, that's why I figured, like, I don't know, there was some kind of connection between us. Not like that, by the way. I meant, like, he was somebody who knew me, or he was, you know, asking me about my, like, oil opinions or something like that, or somebody else, like, referred him to me for some reason. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Carnifila. I forgot that they're on this side. I should be fine with one of them. Yeah, there we go. We were fine. I did die from them on Sylvius in the past, but... Anyway. So he's like, I have something to tell you. I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm totally at your house right now, doing your mom. So I'm like, okay. So at that point, though, I'm still thinking that, like, maybe he knows me through my videos. And, like, there's still a possibility that he knows me through my videos. I don't know. So yeah, though, like... like, there we are. How many times am I gonna throw a spear at that snake? Seriously. So he messages me, and we started talking about how he's, like, you know, going to be my father. Like, you know, I assume he's just trolling me, right? And I'm just rolling with it. I'm like, okay. So, would you prefer I call you father or daddy? We just rolled with it. It was a fun little conversation. I'm pretty sure he was just trying to troll me, though. In fact, I'm pretty sure he said he was just trying to troll me afterwards. So it's whatever. God, I, like, hate walking through the jungles of Port Hope. So much. Just gotta map click and be done with it. Map click and be done with it. I'm actually, I don't really have the money to spend on it. I'm trying to save up at this point, by the way, just for the record. In addition to a mount, I'm also trying to save up for Zao and legs. And once I have Zao and legs, I'm kind of out of additional upgrades for a while. You know, because like a Zao and helmet's going to be like 50k or something like that. A Mastermind shield is going to be also around 50k, come to think of it. I could go like to a Vampire shield, but shields seem like not a huge priority for me right now. Let's just put it that way. Boots of Haste I'm probably not going to bother with. I'll keep these Zowan shoes for a while. Maybe Boots of Haste when I hit like level 50 or something like that. Well, you know, again, playing it by ear. Not being able to make diagonal steps with my my thumb joystick is annoying. Anyway. So yeah, I think like Zao and legs are kind of my next thing, and then a mount. And then after that, I'm kind of, I don't need money. But for now, I still need money now. But after that, I wanted to get up to Svargrand, which means I need to collect some honeycombs, because I definitely do not want to buy my own. Also, just for the record, when I did it on Daldal, it took me 14 honeycombs. 14! Sylvius, it took 3. And when I did it on, well, I don't remember how many it took me on my Sorcerer, but when I did it on my other character that I, like, don't use for anything on Olympa, it took me 2. And it took Daldal 14. And the worst part was, Daldal was, like, you know, was here on a Mara by herself. I didn't have, like, you know, Sylvius to give her money. So, I, like, after I went through the first 10, that was all of my money. Alright. Now, let's see here. While I'm going back, I want to see this bamboo stick. Let's price that real quick on the wiki. Bamboo stick. Bamboo stick sells in Edron for 30 gold. I mean, I might as well keep that. Alright. Let's check some prices here. Leech, I kind of don't want to get. Leech is a lot. Alright, we're not getting a leech, that's for sure. I think it's called a bag of apple slices. Alright. 4K? That's a red offer, which is obnoxious too. Alright. Well, no, I mean, that's the buy offer. The sell offer is almost 10K? Are you kidding me? Alright. What about pandas? How much are bamboo leaves? Bamboo leaves? 35. Oh my god. Oh my god. Seriously. Alright, how much is a horse? I gotta Google, or the, I gotta wiki the horse mount. Okay. Wild horse is the one I need. Okay. I don't really get the whole how you tame the wild horses at the moment. Well, it doesn't tell me what the taming material is. You guys are... Okay, sugar oats. There we go. Sugar oats. Wait, really? That's it? Okay, I might try to get that one then, but obviously not right now. Oop, I forgot to dump all of my stuff and then head back to my house. So, alright, folks. I didn't really need to use any of those potions, but it's still good to have them, just in case. Alright, folks. Hey, so, like, favorite, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Patreon, Twitter, Facebook. Yeah, alright. Once I slowly walk my way to my, my house. Dadao's house, technically. She is slow motion of the respect. She was definitely not going in slow motion, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I'm the one going in slow motion. Also, that's a really weird spot for her to just be randomly standing. Alright, folks. I will see you guys later.